you know, if only I could get into it again, if only I could taste that success that I had before. Well, you can, if you allow yourself to work with your subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when you imagine or think or remember a time when you were in a flow state, your subconscious is going to react as if it's actually happening. Hey, how you doing? I'm Wilson, and everything in this channel is all about getting you into the flow state. Okay, so today what I want to share with you is a cool hack to give you the ability to be able to relive a time that you were in the flow state. Now, full disclosure, before you go any further, if you don't want me to talk about the subconscious mind, then toodaloo, because what I'm wanting to do is allow you or give you the technique or the tools that I've been teaching for a long time to get you into the flow state. And what I do is I do a technique to tap into your past experiences of being in the flow state. You see, when you tap in to the experiences you've had in the past of the flow state, you know, those very profound, long-lasting sensations where, I remember that time I was in flow, and it seems to overlap everything. That experience seems so profound to you that, you know, if only I could get into it again, if only I could taste that success that I had before. Well, you can, if you allow yourself to work with your subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when you imagine or think or remember a time when you were in a flow state, your subconscious is going to react as if it's actually happening. So it's like you're going to get a sprinkling of those neurotransmitters and hormones that you felt when you were in that flow state. It's like you're feeling it right now in this specific moment. So when you begin to learn to work with this, basically get out of your own way so you can allow this to really replay those experiences you had in flow, then this is where you're really going to catapult yourself forwards. And now I teach this with all my clients, and I use it myself, and it's kind of like the setting the intention for the day. This exercise will really change everything, because when you wake up in the morning and you set your intention to have a day in flow, okay, but when you connect to how that feeling is for you, and that becomes like your beacon, your landmark throughout the day. When I feel stressed, confused and frustrated, that experience I've had before becomes your landmark. You come back to that point. Okay, pretty cool. So this is how you relive a flow experience in 3 steps. Pretty cool. So step 1 is breathing. So you'll sit in a position, it doesn't need to be too extreme, okay, but let's say you'll sit in a position and you'll focus on your breathing. Now, the tip that I would suggest that you do is when you are focused on your breathing, you're breathing from your feet, okay, so you're only breathing in and out through your feet. Nothing here. It's like all your attention and focus is going from your feet, and you're breathing in and out through the soles of your feet. And you're breathing through your nose, so nasal breathing. You just said breathing from your feet, Wilson. Okay, you can't really breathe from your feet, but I want your attention to go there. Let's say all day you've been here, all your focus and attention's here. You need to give this a break. Allow this space to be created by putting your attention to your feet. So, my mouth is closed, I'm breathing in and out through my nose, but I sense that it's coming in and out through my feet. So what I recommend is you do 3 to as many breaths as you need to blanken the canvas of your mind. Okay? Then what you do is you begin to sort of work with your subconscious mind. Basically, it's a fancy way of saying you daydream or remember. So when you remember something, what is it you see in your mind? What is it you hear? Do you taste anything? Do you smell anything? Access those experiences, and they're called representational systems. Just a fancy word for saying visual, auditory, olfactory, and gustatory. Again, these are just fancy words for saying smell and taste. All right, you don't need to get all fancy. Do you smell anything? Do you taste anything? They're very powerful triggers for you to relive an experience. But really, what do you see? What do you hear? Those things there will help you relive that past experience. It could be anything. Maybe it is skiing and you're on a specific black run or something like this. You see the whiteness of the snow, you feel the contact of the ground, you feel the wind blowing in your face, a bit of the sun, you hear the swooshing, you maybe hear people talking around you in the background. Whatever it is, allow yourself to really relive that time. And as you're reliving that time, you'll notice that you'll begin to feel a certain way. So you'll connect to the feeling. This is the powerhouse. This is what you want to connect to. Now, feeling, I prefer to use the word, I feel the sense or the energy of what flow feels like to me. What was my state? How did I sense? What was the energy of it? Whatever word you use to label what is going on inside that feeling. Now, let's say that feeling, when you access it, has a location, meaning that maybe it starts in your chest. Not here, right? This is just an example, okay? So you notice that the feeling of flow, at that experience that you had, is in your chest. And let's say in further inspection, you notice that it circles, okay? So let's say it circles like this. So that feeling of flow, you connect to that feeling, you feel it circle, but what I like you to do is make the circling bigger and bigger and bigger till it begins to take over your whole body. So you relive that past experience, you connect to the feeling, you notice it's in your chest, and then you make it bigger. What happens if it doesn't circle, Wilson? Well, it might go up and down, it might go this way, it might go this way. It doesn't really matter. It can go anything. Don't look for it to be a certain way. A common obstacle everybody experiences is they think it should be in a certain location because of their experiences of energy centers. But forget about that. Just allow it to come out in you. How does it move in your body? How does the feeling of flow move in your body? Then find out where it begins and just make that feeling bigger and stronger, and really allow yourself to pulse and vibrate out of it. I want you to get to the point where you make that feeling so strong that if somebody was to walk into the room where you were doing your exercise and they would think, holy shit, I don't know what's going on here, but I feel flow in the air. The same way when you walk into a room and you feel the tension in the air, can't really pinpoint what it is, but there's a bit of tension in the air. I want you to have it so when you open the door, somebody opens the door and you're doing your exercise, they feel flow in the air. That is how I want you to vibrate all that out. Okay? So, just to recap, very simple. You're accessing your past experiences that you had in the flow state. You're wanting to relive it. Breathing, to calm yourself down, blanking the canvas on your mind, breathing from your feet, nasal breathing as well. Representational systems, just imagine, picture it, relive it, remember it, make it as clear and as vivid as you possibly can, and then connect to the powerhouse, the Mr. Miyagi of the whole experience. How did you feel? What was the sense? What was the energy that was created in it? And then make that energy bigger, stronger and vibrant throughout your whole body. This is how you relive a flow experience. And when you use that exercise on a consistent basis, it will act as your inner guide, your inner coach, to tuning in and tapping into excellence wherever you are. What you want to do is you want to replicate that sense that you did in a previous flow experience into something else. So if you're learning a new skill, you know what you're trying to tune in for. It's more obvious to you because you'll be very familiar with how the sense, the energy, the feeling of flow is to you. Okay, this is an awesome video and I'm pretty sure you felt the same way, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, like what I say in all my videos, how did you get this far listening if you didn't find this as interesting? Okay, if you have any questions or you want me to make any specific videos, just leave a comment or email me directly. If not, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.